Okay, so today's topic, donation as per the horoscope. Okay. All right. So just a brief overview of the subject. Now, if you look at the D1 chart, what happens is the 12th house is regarded as the house of loss. Okay. And it is a common belief that if you donate things related to the house lord or the graha that is placed in the 12th house, it actually causes a reduction in the misfortunes that you will suffer. Okay. But then the problem is, this is what we are told basically. Okay. One should do donations of things related to the 6th, 8th and 12th lords or grahas placed in these houses, because these are the dushtanas. Okay. And the dushtanas, they have the energy of Saturn, right? So Saturn is all about giving. Okay. Saturn is all about giving unconditionally. So this is a common misconception that people have, that to pacify Saturn or to keep your life in balance, you should always donate things related to the 6th, 8th and 12th lords or the grahas placed in these houses. So while this is partially correct, in most cases the 6th, 8th and 12th lords would also rule auspicious bhavas in the chart. So this is also very, very true, isn't it? For example, if you look at Leo Lagna, right? If you look at Leo Lagna, if you look at Simha Lagna, what happens? Jupiter rules the 8th house, right? Jupiter rules the 8th house. Jupiter also rules the 5th house. So in that case, Jupiter is regarded as a very benefic planet for Leo Lagna, right? Guru is regarded as a very benefic planet because Leo Lagna is ruled by Surya. So the point is, if you're donating things related to the 12th lord or the 8th lord, which is Jupiter, you are also will be causing problems to the 5th house, right? It will be causing problems to your progeny. You will find it difficult to do your mantras. Okay. So this is the main problem associated with this rule, okay, which is generally followed in almost all astrological circles, and even most leading astrologers, they tell you that you should donate things related to the 6th, 8th and the 12th lords. So similarly, if a graha is ruling one good house and one bad house, the grahas that are placed in these bhavas would also rule as auspicious houses in the chart. So this is also true, isn't it? This is also true. For example, if you look at the if you look at Aquarius Lagna, Kumbha Lagna, that is what happens. Saturn rules the first house as well as the 12th house, right? So what happens? 12th house is the house of destruction. First house is the house of creation. So there is a tremendous amount of conflict that happens due to dual rulership by various grahas. Okay, so this thing, the donation related to the 6th, 8th and the 12th lords is actually not correct. It is not the proper way to go about it. So what to do? So this is the solution. So I've put it down as a principle. Donate things related to the graha ruling the 12th house of Navamsha and the grahas placed in the 12th house of Navamsha. Okay, so I have been very particular in using the word and in bold. Okay, not only you have to donate the things related to the 12th house lord of the Navamsha, but you also have to donate things related to the grahas placed in the 12th house of D9. Okay. So this is the first thing, okay, because the 12th house of D9 is a real loss, right? And any planet that goes into the 12th house of D9, it will cause problems with its significations. That means it would cause a loss of significations, right? A very common example would be Venus in the 12th house for a male chart. In that case, it is an outright denial of marriage, or in other cases, it could also mean breakage of relationships, breakage of marriage, right? So this 12th house of Navamsha is the real tipping point in the chart. Okay, the lord of the 12th house of Navamsha is actually your biggest enemy. Okay, the lord of the 12th house of Navamsha is actually the most malefic planet for you, right? So the second principle is that you should also donate things related to the 12th lord from Arudha Lagna. See, I'm not putting anything about planets in the 12th house from Arudha Lagna. What I'm saying is that you should donate things related to the 12th lord from Arudha Lagna. So this is more about your status. This is more about increasing your fame, and because Arudha Lagna is all about your fame, it's all about your public perception, how the world perceives you, right? So you should always donate things related to the 12th lord from Arudha Lagna. I'm not concerned about whatever planets are placed in the 12th house from Arudha Lagna. But suppose your, your Ardha Lagna is in Scorpio, then you donate things related to Venus, because the 12th house from Scorpio is Libra, which is ruled by Venus. So this is primarily for cutting down your losses. The first principle is primarily for cutting down your losses, and the second principle is actually for increasing your fame in the society, for increasing a status in the society. All right. So based upon, based upon your chart, whichever planet is ruling the 12th house of D9, or whichever planet is placed in the 12th house of D9, and whichever planet is ruling the 12th house from your Ardha Lagna, these are the things you should donate. For Surya, it would be donation of wheat, jaggery, honey, and saffron, which is also kesar. Then followed by red sandalwood, red flower, cloves. Then you can also donate copper utensils or copper made articles. Gold. Okay, so this is a bit debatable, because gold is also said to have the rulership of Brihaspati, but copper has absolute rulership of the sun. Then red clothes, ruby gemstone. Then you can donate by writing Sitaram on white paper with red ink as many times as in the temple. So this is also a very universal remedy, writing Sitaram or Siaram, whatever is convenient for you, that you can, write on a white piece of paper with red ink. So that can also be donated to the temple. Okay. And suppose I'm just giving you an example of how you can mix up the donation. Suppose the 12th house of Navamsha is Leo. Okay, the 12th house of Navamsha is Leo, and moon is there in that 12th house. What happens? You can actually go and donate a copper, a copper filter made of copper in a temple. Okay, a water purifier made of copper in a temple. So that is actually like doing the remedies for the sun as well as the moon. As I said, sun has absolute rulership over copper, and if you are donating a copper water storage jar, or even a copper water purifier at the temple, that solves the problem. So this is just an example, for your benefit. Then comes Chandra. So Chandra, it rules all watery things. It also rules, all white things. So milk, rice, corn shell or shankha, camphor, white sweets with Bhimseni camphor mixed in it. So why Bhimseni camphor? Because Bhimseni is the purest form of camphor. It is also known as Bhimsen camphor. The ordinary camphor that you use, if it is giving a black soot, it is actually indicative of Rahu. Okay. So that is the reason whenever you are burning camphor, whenever you are using camphor for all your spiritual purposes, for all your religious purposes, you should always insist on using Bhimsen Karpur or Bhimsen camphor. So this is a bit expensive as compared to the regular camphor, but it will go a long way in, in reducing your expenditures. Then comes sugarcane, cardamom or elaichi, sugar, white sandalwood, items made of white sandal, silver articles, silver coated white seeds, sweets, white pearl, moonstone. Donate by writing Hare Krishna on white paper with red ink with red ink pen as many times in the temple. So this is also, for the sun, you can write Siaram or Sitaram, and for the moon, it should be Hare Krishna. All right. Then Mangala, you can donate red lentils, which is of course known by Musur Dal, then red sandal, red flowers, particularly hibiscus, right? Then mild red colored clothes, copper. So copper, as I said, has absolute rulership of the sun, but because Mangal derives all his energies from the sun, so copper will also work for Mangal. Then bronze utensils, trishul or three-headed spear, because Mangal rules all those sharp objects and instruments, or talwar, which is made of copper. Then fennel or soft, barley or jaw, and then red coral. So these are the things that you can donate if Mars is in the 12th house of D9, or Mars is lording the 12th house of D9, or Mars is lording the 12th house of from Ardha Lagna. Then comes Buddha. So Buddha, green vegetables such as spinach, fenugreek leaves, coriander leaves, etc. Then mint, green chilies, green grass, basil. Basil is of course tulsi. Okay. Then green lentils, which is also known as sabut moong dal in Hindi. Pistachio, which is pista. Then green items, green clothes, green bangles, ivory, green color pens, and study material, ghee, teaching students free of cost. Okay, so why I've written teaching students free of cost? Because as the karaka as the ruler of the original third house of Gemini, Mercury also represents your skills. So if you are using your skills of teaching and doing that for free, right, without any remuneration or without any payment, then it is a good remedy for Mercury. Okay. Then gold plated items, green tourmaline and emerald. Okay, so these are the things that you can donate for Mercury. Then of course, Guru or Brahaspati, turmeric whole. This is the raw turmeric that I'm speaking about, or powder. So powder turmeric is somewhat debatable because it also contains chemicals. But if you can donate turmeric powder, which you have ground from, from dry turmeric, if you can grind dry turmeric at home and then convert it into powder, that powder is certainly you can donate. Okay, then yellow flowers, pure ghee, gram flour or besan. Yellow sweets preferably made of gram flour, besan, like besan laddu or bundi laddu, banana. Yellow colored clothes, yellow sapphire, golden topaz, citrine. Then lemon, henna, spit chickpeas or chana dal and tur dal. So lemon is again debatable because opinion is divided regarding who has the absolute rulership of lemon. So in my opinion, lemon is a combination of Guru, Shukra and Shani. Okay, so I'll not recommend donating lemons, but split chickpeas, which is also known as Kabuli dana, that is also that is also very very good. Okay, then comes Shukra. So this is raw sugar, which is known as khand or bura. Then sugarcane, dairy products such as paneer, yogurt, cream, pure ghee, etc. White rice, white flours, and cashew. Then white colored clothes, silk clothes, luxury items, cosmetics, perfumes, incense sticks, hoop, scents, ornaments, etc. So in my opinion, for Shukra, the best donation is perfume. Okay. In my opinion, the best donation for Shukra is perfume. And the other thing about Shukra, if you are, if you're having differences with your spouse, if your spouse is not getting well, if your spouse is not getting along well with you, what you can do is that you can take your spouse to an ice cream parlor on Friday evening after sunset and have ice cream with him or her. That is a very effective remedy for for marital harmony. Okay, you should not bring the ice cream home and have it, but rather go to the ice cream parlor, take some time to spend with your spouse, and then eat that ice cream with your spouse. It will be a very good remedy for your shukra. Okay, then silver made items: silver, white sandal, and camphor. Then opal, diamond, white coral. So these are the gemstones that are ruled by shukra. Okay, so opal is, I don't recommend, I don't recommend zircon, which is also known as American diamond, because that actually is a combination of Shukra and Rahu. Okay. So as I said, the best remedy for Shukra is what I mentioned. Take your spouse to an ice cream parlor every Friday after sunset. Maybe you can go with him or her after returning from work and then have ice cream together. That is an excellent remedy for Shukra. Okay. Then comes Shani. So black sesame seeds, black gram, millet, corn, gugul. So gugul is a kind of a raisin like substance that is found, that is usually used in agarbattis. Okay, you'll come across Google flavored agarbattis a lot. Okay, then big cinnamon, black lentils or full urad dal. Then iron made items such as nails, etc. Mustard oil, sesame oil, black cow, salt and neem. Footwears, preferably black in color, leather items, black clothes, books to servants and downtrodden. Artificial limbs to handicap. Donation of black items, fried items in mustard oil, blue sapphire, neeli, amethyst, lapis lazuli. So in my opinion, the best donation for Shani are three things. Number one, you can donate iron utensils to the poor, maybe an iron karhai. Okay, so that is one of the very good, that is one of the best donations for Shani. The other donation would be donation of artificial limbs to handicap, or to slippers to those, you'll often come across people in temples whose feet have been bruised. They don't have slippers to wear, they don't have sandals to wear. So if you can donate sandals or slippers to those people, that is also very very good. And thirdly, fried items in mustard oil, that is also very very good. Now don't go and donate these things to people who are higher than you in status. These donations should go to people who are working under you. Okay, who are working under you. And most people have this habit of going to a Shani temple and offering mustard oil over an idol. It is an absolutely useless remedy. I'm putting this on record. What you can do rather is that you can buy a liter or buy half a liter of mustard oil and give it to the one who is gardening your house, or maybe who is running your house, or who is keeping your house neat and clean. Maybe you can gift a liter of mustard oil to your driver as well. So these things would be really really beneficial when it comes to Shani. Okay, then comes Rahu. So brown coconut with water, so the one with jata. So there would be a part of the coconut which you can hold with your hand, so that is the jata of the coconut. Then black grains, black gram, which is sabut urad dal. Then items made of black gram or black grains. Then comes lead, articles made of bamboo, black or brown blanket, woolen clothes, viewing mirror. So in my opinion, lead is the best donation for Rahu. Okay, but coconut is also good, but in case of Rahu, coconut is mainly donated to appease your ancestors. Okay, so pure alcohol, cigarettes, leather made articles, brown or black in color. So if you can, if you can go to a crematorium and offer pure alcohol to the Chandala who is there managing the crematorium, that is also an excellent Rahu based remedy. Okay, then comes Hazonite, which is of course the gemstone of Rahu. It is also known as Gomid. Then comes electrical or electronic items, books or study materials to poor boys and girls, and jaggery to lepers. So this, in my opinion, is also a very good remedy for Rahu. If you can find lepers around your area and you can donate jaggery to them, there is absolutely nothing more beautiful than it. Okay, in that case, your Rahu as well as your sun is getting strengthened. Okay, donating jaggery to lepers not only strengthens your Rahu, but it will also strengthen your sun in a big way. Okay, then comes Ketu. So this is about donating black lentils or sabut urad dal. Then horse gram or kuthi dal, mustard seeds and white sesame. Then a pet dog, pomegranate, musk, black flowers. So if you have a jilted lover who is not speaking to you, right? If you have had a sudden breakup, and if your fiance or if your spouse loves dogs, then you can obviously go and donate a pet dog to him or her. It would be a very good Ketu remedy. Lepers, एक बार मीनिंग देख लो यार डिक्शनरी में. Lepers are those who cannot walk with one feet, or whose feet are crippled, or who are suffering from some diseases in hands and feet, right? Those are known as lepers. I don't know the Hindi meaning. I don't have the Hindi word for it, but if anyone can help Beacon with the Hindi word, I would be grateful. Then a colorful blanket, Saat Anaj, which is also known as 7 grains. This is mostly had consumed during festivals, right? Then black cow, black clothes, food to pilgrims, hermits, sadhus, and mendicants, and then cat's eye stone. So in my opinion, the best remedy for Ketu is to have a dog at your place and then take care of that dog. Okay, that is the best remedy for Ketu. Okay, Kodhi, yes, this is Kodhi. I just remembered it's Kodhi. Okay, so this is a universal donation remedy which I am sharing. Black dog. Yes, you can donate a black dog. It is okay, Bikong. You can donate a black dog. Maybe if you have a girlfriend, you can donate it to her. That would be good. Okay, so universal donation remedy, but just one word with regards to the donation of dog, as with respect to Ketu. If you are donating a dog, then Scorpio has to rule the 4th house of your Navamsha. Okay, without be very, very careful with doing a Ketu remedy, right? Ketu remedy can be done only, as I said, according to the principle, only if Scorpio is there in the 12th house of Navamsha, or Ketu is there in the 12th house of Navamsha, or or Ketu is there, or if your Arudha Lagna is Dhanu, okay, then Scorpio would be your 12th house. So only in that case you should donate Ketu. Okay, you should donate for Ketu. And you should be very, very careful regarding Ketu mantras, okay, or Ketu remedies, because every time you're donating things related to Ketu, Ketu in your chart will get activated. That is the first principle of donation. Okay. What I said is, when you are doing a remedy for Ketu, you have to ensure that if you're doing a dog remedy for Ketu in particular, okay, if you're donating a dog, if you're doing a dog remedy for Ketu, you have to ensure that Ketu is there in the 4th house, or Scorpio is ruling the 4th house of Navamsha. Okay, I've personally experienced this, right? So this is only with regards to dogs. Okay, and for other donations related to Ketu, right, you can donate to Ketu only if Scorpio is there in the 12th house of Navamsha, or if Ketu is there in the 12th house of Navamsha, or if Scorpio is there in the 12th house from Arudha Lagna. For example, if your Arudha Lagna is Dhanu, then the 12th house from Arudha Lagna would be Scorpio, which is ruled by Ketu, right? So, but then if you're donating things related to Ketu, if the conditions don't meet, then you can donate anything. Okay, the point is, I was saying that only the first condition that I said, that if you are donating a dog with regards to Ketu, you have to ensure that Ketu is there in the 4th house of D9, or Ketu, the sign of Scorpio, is there in the 4th house of D9. If that condition is not met, you can donate any other thing. But then you have to be really careful regarding donations with Ketu, because Ketu is the Ganesha in the horoscope. Okay, and every time you're donating something with regards to Ketu, that means you are you're giving a head to Ketu Maharaj, because Ketu Maharaj is without head. So every time you're donating something with regards to Ketu, you're giving a head to Ketu Maharaj, and that will activate the house where Ketu Maharaj is sitting. Okay, so for example, if if Ketu Maharaj is sitting in the 8th house, for example, what happens? All of a sudden your 8th house gets activated and you will feel some sudden tremors in your life. Why dog related to 4th house? Because dog is regarded as man's best friend, and 4th house is your domestic house. Okay, 4th house is the 4th house is the house of happiness, right? So just what happiness from dogs mean, the world to dog lovers. Okay, better not to donate. Perhaps yes, but this is a very tricky question you have asked, right? So I'm just answering Rajesh ji's question, because the dog is the guardian of your domestic home, wherever you are staying. So your 4th house is your domestic house. Yes, the house of your happiness, the Sukha Bhava, basically. Okay, so this is a universal donation remedy. So donation of Ram Nam, that is by writing the name of Lord Rama, such as Sita Ram or Jai Shri Ram or Ram 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 Ram. So this is 4. Okay, just see Ram 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 Ram. I've mentioned previously in my Panchanga class also that the Sun and Rahu, they may be very inimical to each other. But at the end of the day, if you are powering up the Sun, you are also giving power to Rahu. And similarly, if you are doing a remedy for Rahu, that remedy will be useless if your Sun is not given enough power. Okay, so 4 is the number of Rahu, and the word, the Mula Mantra Ra, okay, it donates the power of Agni, right? So you are taking the name of Agni 4 times, because I had explained in the Panchanga class also why you have to, why the Sun and Rahu remedies, they are very interrelated, because whatever you are seeing as a sun from the earth is not really the sun, it is a reflection of the sun, right? It is a reflection from the light of the sun that is passing through multiple layers of the universe. Yes, the light of the sun passes through multiple layers of the universe, and then it reaches the eye, and then the eye can form an image of the sun. Okay, so this is the sun. So that reflection is very is very indicative of Rahu. So it is 4 times Ram 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 Ram. And if anyone has a video of Baba Neem Karoli Maharaj ji, who is regarded as the incarnation of Sri Hanuman on earth, so there is a video of Neem Karoli Baba Maharaj ji, where he is just crying Ram 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 4 times. Okay, so that voice runs, that video, the voice in the video is there for 10 minutes. So if any of you is interested, you can just search for YouTube and just write Neem Karoli Maharaj singing Ram Ram. You just see how beautifully he sings Ram 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 4 times. Okay, so this is the universal remedy. Why universal remedy? Because we are activating Agni by doing this remedy. Okay, and Agni is the giver of all the good things on earth, right? All the treasures of the earth are are ruled by Agni, because Agni is regarded as the lord of Bhuloka. So this is something that we had discussed extensively during our Panchanga session, right? So to the temple can be done by anyone and for any planet. Certainly this is going to help everyone, as it involves all the forms of energy. Reading, writing, chanting invoked, thus elevating our soul, purification of inner being, hence karma, and so everything leading us towards ultimate bliss and salvation. That is the prime purpose of every being. So if you are new to Vedic astrology, if you don't know, how to see your birth chart, right? If you don't know what Jyotish actually means, just do this remedy. You can take the name of Rama, right? You can take a red ink pen and then write these names: Siya Ram or Sita Ram or Jai Shri Ram or Ram 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 Ram, and just write these lines on white paper. Write it, say, for 108 times, or maybe for 1008 times, and then donate it to the temple, or maybe donate it to a Brahmin if you can. Even if you don't know any remedy, even if you don't know any Jyotish, if Jyotish is absolutely new for you, or you are not interested even in Jyotish, then you can always go for this remedy. Is there any particular day we can do these donations? Yes, Vijaya ji, donations have to be done on the day that is ruled by the, if you are doing the donation for the 12th house, for the 12th house of Navamsha, then you have to do it on the day which is being ruled by the lord of the 12th house. Okay, suppose your 12th house is Cancer, right? For example, if the 12th house of D9 is Cancer, then you do those that remedy of the moon on a Monday. Okay, suppose you are doing a remedy for the 12th house from Arudha Lagna. Suppose your Arudha Lagna is Virgo, right? So the 12th house from Virgo is Leo. So you do that remedy on a Sunday. That is how you look at it. Okay. All right. So this was supposed to be a very short presentation for all of you, but I think this was an important one, right? This was an important one because it seems that most of us had a lot of misconceptions regarding what to donate, okay, and how to donate rather. Tomorrow we'll be having the last segment of the Saturn masterclass. So we'll be discussing a few out of the box remedies regarding Sari Sati, as well as Preta Badha, which is found when Saturn is conjunct Ketu. Okay. So if there are any questions, I most glad.
So if there is a malefic in the horoscope, the donation remedy will decrease the power of malefic, or it will neutralize. How it acts?
See, Dr. Saab, the point is that you have to look at the dignity of that malefic. Okay, because malefics of the dushtanas of D9, they are very they are very tamasic. They are most deadliest as compared to the dushtanas that are in D1. Okay, and generally what happens is, if you are undergoing a dasha of the 12th lord of Navamsha, or the dasha of a planet that is placed in the 12th house of Navamsha, that dasha can most certainly lead to your physical demise also. Okay, if it is very badly afflicted, it can lead to a physical demise, right? So what happens is that if you do the donation of that planet, it will not decrease the power of a malefic, because the malefic graha will always act in the chart, whether or not you like it or not. The malefic graha will always show its maleficence. But what will happen is that suppose you are the graha wants you to fall. Okay, you will fall, obviously you will fall, but what happens is that after falling, maybe you will just break a toe instead of getting your entire kneecap removed. Okay, so that is what the remedies do.
Right. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this is Rajesh.
Yes,
I have
Rajesh.
some questions, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I have a chart, something like, okay, my D9 Lagna is Pisces. So in this case, the 12th house is Aquarius, and the 10th house is also Capricorn. So if I do the donations of the Saturn, so it will impact both the houses, right?
No, that is the reason I said this this impact of dual rulership is only there in the Rashi chart. Okay. If you look at the Navamsha, because Saturn is ruling the 12th house, so despite Saturn being the yes, you said your Navamsha, your Lagnamsha for Navamsha is Pisces, right?
Yes, correct.
So Saturn will rule your 12th house as well as your 11th house.
Yes.
Right. So anyways,
yes.
11th house is a very dangerous house. Not only in the Navamsha, it is also a very dangerous house in D1. So Saturn is the biggest malefic for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And 11th house in Navamsha is not for your gains. It is for your punishment. Okay. Whoever Graha is sitting there in the 11th house, or whoever is ruling the 11th house or Navamsha, that will actually give you punishment. Punishment in the, if it is a benefic Graha, maybe the punishment will not be severe. But if it is a malefic Graha, the punishment will be very severe.
Okay. And at the same time, like suppose the 12th and 11th lord is Saturn, which is exalted in the Libra, maybe. So is it advisable to do that one? Because
yes, because the 12th lord is always the biggest malefic. Okay.
Okay.
House lord or Graha sitting there. Yes, for both. I have mentioned the principle. Maybe when you watch the complete video, Beacon, then you can see that you have to donate for both, for the house lord as well as for the Graha.
Okay. So another small question is, suppose if the particular significations of the house is not happening, like suppose kids issues or maybe some siblings issues, so can we donate corresponding that house, or we should not do that one at all?
No. Suppose you're having a suppose the signification of marriage is not happening.
Hmm.
Suppose you are not getting married. You're
Hmm.
not getting married in a sense, suppose you're not even coming across the person who you are supposed to marry. Then what you will do is that the remedy for that is fasting. That is not donation.
Okay.
Okay, and the fasting has to be done. The fasting has to be done on the seeing the Upapada Lagna, that is the Arudha Pada of the 12th house. Okay, so we'll do a small discussion on how to, on Vedic remedies regarding marriage and how you can, how you can bring the spouse into your life and what to do if your marriage is not functioning properly.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay, so I hope there are no more questions. So anyways, thank you everyone for joining in. Tomorrow I'll be seeing you for the Saturn masterclass. That will be the last part of it, and then maybe we can have a discussion on, or maybe we can have a poll on Facebook or on the WhatsApp group regarding what we want to do next for the next Saturdays after tomorrow. All right, thank you so much. This thing will be uploaded on YouTube shortly. I thank you all for joining. Om Gurave Namaha. Namaste.